Hello folks, Scott Grove of GroovyMusicLessons.com. Here today to bring you another Ibanez PS10 guitar review. I wasn't sure if I was going to get this one or not, but you know me, I went ahead and did it. I was going to collect all the PS10s, and I'm still going to. I'm only one away. But I said I wasn't going to get the one from Korea, but I went ahead and did. Just because. Okay, which was the 1995, and they also made them in 96. The PS10-2. Okay, this being the cheapest one ever made out of the 6 or 7 different ones that they've put out over the years. So the classic is the only one I'm missing at the moment. But okay, so these came out right around the time of the if you figure it out, 95, 96, right about the time that Kiss reformed in their original reunion tour. Okay, so they came out with these, and they also came out with the Limited, the LTD, which has all the gold plating on all the hardware and the gold mirror instead of the chrome type looking here. And they also had what was called the Classic, which looked just like this, but I'm still needing the Classic. And then I've got the 20th anniversary of course, when Kiss got together, and the 20th anniversary the Japanese non-export model. Here's the one that was made and sent to America. This one over here was made and done with the mirror top on it and everything. The cracked mirror top. So 2 different versions of the 20th anniversary. The ones that were sent to the USA are actually saved 20th anniversary on them and have a number. There was 511 total made. 211 were sent to the U.S. This one's number 202, and they do make 211. I've seen that one. But the ones that were actually made, they just say limited reissue instead of 20th anniversary. Again, same guitar from the original 511. Again, 211 sent to the USA, and the other 300 made in Japan, sold from Japan to whoever wanted them. They just say limited reissue on them instead of 20th anniversary. And way over here is the original 1978. So we'll do a little comparison here. Okay, first of all, you'll notice here from the 78, and all the other PS10s will have these tuners on them, the Valve 2 tuners. These here from the PS10-2, just a generic with the pearloid looking buttons. Okay, now the thing to remind you of before we go any further real quick is, since this was actually made in Korea, some of you don't know these things, some of you do. There's what's called ghost companies. Okay, you see this here, and you see the first letter in the serial number has the C on it. Okay, so this guitar was actually made by, for those who don't know, these are made by Cort. Okay, so you have Cort, you have Samick, and you have Peerless, who make all these different guitars for all the other companies. They're called ghost companies. It's like with Gene Simmons and his original BC Rich Punisher basses. BC Rich made them, yeah, but who was BC Rich at the time? It was actually Ed Roman from out here in Las Vegas. BC Rich had sold out, and Ed Roman bought them, and Ed built the basses for Gene. But Gene charged Ed $1,000 per bass to even put them out there. So to sell them for $1,200 or something back in the day, you know, for Ed to make $200, you know, was quite a shame. But that's just, you know, that's Gene. But of course, Ed eventually sold BC Rich, and it's owned by a million other people since, and blah blah blah. I'll talk to you about ghost companies later. You know, it's like Kramer was owned by so many different people, and even though you'll see it all over it, there was never a Kramer guitar ever made in the United States, ever. Okay, you're like, well, yeah, that's 100% real. I'll tell you about all that later. Okay, anyway, back to the PS10s. Let's see, you've got the mahogany body like on all the PS10s, maple top, same as all the others. The acrylic mirror stuff, like on all of them. Paul Stanley is the only person who ever had a chromed steel anything on his, like the pick guard and your little decorative piece here and up here on the truss rod cover. Even in 1978, the ones that we get to buy are all still the acrylic mirror. These are not any kind of chrome things. These are no different than what you can go and buy from Cayman, you know. Same parts. So they haven't changed any throughout the years. Believe it or not, this is actually, they both have rosewood fingerboards, or fretboards, whichever you want to call it. Okay, the 78 being the darker, and of course here being the PS10-2. Both have the same inlays, which are split up, being, here's the PS10-2. I'll try not to bring the original out much more, so you won't get confused any further than you are. The mother of pearl, then the abalone, then the mother of pearl again, all the way out through the entire inlay. And then of course you have the 3-piece maple neck. Okay, all the other PS10s have a 5-piece. This one here, like all of them, has the volute, rhymes with pollute. People are like, what's that? That's that hump right here on the back of your guitar where there's extra wood. Gibson did it for a while to try to keep their necks from breaking because of the tilt back of the headstock, but Gibson put them in the wrong place, so they still kept splitting where they always do. They put them way up too high or something, and as they kept splitting, so they had the idea right, they just put it in the wrong place, and since then they still haven't fixed it. But that's Gibson being moronic. But if you guys ever wonder how to pronounce that, yes, it is volute. Okay, and it's a good thing if you like it. If you don't, then it's a bad thing. But it's good for your guitar, just in case. So a little extra wood there never hurt anybody. You have your nicely aged binding with the abalone going all the way through it, all the way around the whole axe. Let's go down to the Curdy Q. Okay, even the original strap buttons here. Okay, now these, again, since they're made by Cort, I will put the original one away. Of course, these are the most affordable versions, and I paid $1,300 for this one, which is in about a 9.5, I'd say, out of 10 condition. You're hard pressed to find anything with it. If you look back here, if I really get the lights on it, you'll see a couple marks, and those will go away. This here's just the first time I'm holding or doing anything with it. Still got the, whoever put these strings on and tied them on here. I hate that, but so be it. I'll get them off. But I'll use my scratch remover and all these scratches will come off, and this will be pretty close to a 10. So again, that scratch remover that I did the review on, this stuff, works great. Perfect for all those kind of scratches on the back. They will come out 100% gone. So I mean, you don't really see them until I get these lights on them, but all those kinds of scratches, they will be 100% gone with that polish. Again, just look up guitar polish on my channel here, and I have a whole review on that guitar polish. And again, it's actually a scratch remover, and then you can buy the polish if you want with it, which is a whole different bottle. So it's a whole kit, and it's the only one I've found out that actually honestly does remove scratches. I had a few really deep ones on some, and it actually 100% took the scratches away. Beautiful thing. Okay, let's get to what else is going on with this guitar. Again, which I haven't pointed out, this has basically the Tune-O-Matic, which none of the originals did. They call it like a valve tune or something. 2 bridge, but it's just a Tune-O-Matic with a stop bar tailpiece. No other PS10 had it. I mean, let's get the limited down just for variety, but they all had something more like this going on. You know, with a whole lot of room for adjustment. I mean, just tons of room, the way it really should be. You know, the more you can adjust things, the better. But again, since these are made by Cort and they're saving you some money, they just threw on their cheap version of the Tune-O-Matic bridge. So nice, simple, easy, no fuss, no muss. So When you get a downgrade on a guitar, you get a downgrade on a guitar, and that's all it is. But if you can live without all the fancy smancy little stuff, you've got a great, you know, looking axe, and it plays great, sounds great. The pickups are what they called Axis. Paul Stanley never did use any of the pickups in any of the PS10s. They were all Ibanez models. Every PS10 has a different, or every version of each PS10 uses a different kind of pickup by Ibanez. Paul Stanley only uses DiMarzio Super Distortion 2s. You can find the, if you want to, you can go right on YouTube, I'm sorry, eBay, and just look up, you know, Paul Stanley PS10. And then you'll see some old print ads down at the bottom. It'll show some print ads for Paul Stanley holding an old one of these, you know, from '77. But it'll be an ad for DiMarzio, not for Ibanez, and it'll tell you about the Super Distortion 2s that he uses on all his guitars while we get these. So Ibanez never did install the DiMarzios. Okay, so again, these are Axis. This is the Axis 1 in the neck position, and in the bridge is the Axis 2 three-way. You've got a beveled back here for the tummy cut. Okay, so nice and comfy there. Nothing for the arm, so it kind of feels like a telly, kind of a plank thing, which is fine. And it's a nice thin guitar. Weighs in about, I'm pretty good measure here. It's close to 8 pounds. The other ones are a little bit heavier. They're more or less Paul weightish, you know, in the 10 area. But this is getting close to 8. Okay, and again, just the control cover, your toggle switch cover, neck volume, bridge volume, master tone, so you can do all the kill switch stuff, of course, from the all that junk. So anyway, here's the guitar, totally clean, no compressor, no anything, going through the Johnson Millennium JM150 modeling amplifier, made by the Digitech Corporation but Johnson was set up, they were a subsidiary, just like this is a ghosting company that makes Ibanez. As you know, Cort makes guitars for Ibanez, so, and then they just put the name on it, like they do with most guitars around the world are made. If they're not made like Fender and Gibson are made in USA, if they're made somewhere else other than Fender Japan, but if they're made in Korea or Indonesia or whatever, they're using a ghost company to make their guitars for them, you know, one of those three. So whether it be Cort or Peerless or Samick, generally makes most of the guitars in the world. And again, the Johnson amplifiers that I'm using, the JM150s right there. The one that's turned on, there's another one like it below it, and one like it next to it, and so forth. They were the first modeling amps. Again, it was just a Digitech experiment, and it was a beautiful thing. They just had horrible presets in it, which turned most people off. People just didn't know they could actually sound good if you tweaked them. But anyway, that's what those amps were. They were made in Sandy, Utah, late 90s through the about 2003 or 4, right around there. So no compression, no effects other than reverb. So there will be reverb on here. Here's both pickups. The guitar is wide open on every control. Okay. Okay, now the bridge. And the neck. groovy tones everywhere. Is it as nice as an axe as all the others? No. But, you know, you get the looks, you get the styling, you get better than most of the low-end Iceman stuff, for sure. Another difference that you may or may not care about is that this one, being the one that's under review, just has a standard, you know, nut on it, whereas all the other PS10s had half brass. Let's get right in there, and half bone, where we're going with plastic on the quart model. So you've got a difference in tone for sure there. Brass being a softer metal, it will keep the tone more metallic sounding, like your frets, instead of plasticky sounding. But on this guitar, no, you're just like a Les Paul type of thing here. You know, it's going to sound different than a fretted note. Not enough for you to really notice, especially if you have any gain on it all. So, and what else is there to tell you? Not much, other than, again, I think I went over the fact that it's the 3-ply maple neck with the volute, blah blah blah. Again, it was these, the limited and the classic, that were all put out in 95 and 96. Okay, now let's go through some just plain distortion sounds. Bridge pickup, which is the Axis 2, right to the bridge. Okay, middle position, same stuff. Okay, neck, same thing, let's do it there. Let's go to the neck. Roll off the tone. Okay, so that nice sound there. Free to go to another distortion tone. Everything's set the same. Neck position, tone rolled completely off. Now if we were to throw the compressor in with everything, we could have some major sustain going on. So let's go to back to the clean sound with the compressor. Turn everything back wide open again with the tones. Okay, so it does a little of everything. Just cool guitar, and again, for $1,300 on the normal side of the used market. Some of them go for 15. You know, it's just typical, whatever you pay for it. I happened to look out, and the guy had seen my videos before and actually liked me instead of hated me, so he went ahead and let me have it for the 13 that I offered him on eBay. So more than happy to pick it up for that kind of price. So again, that is the Ibanez PS10-2, again offered in 75 and 76, this being a 75, and again the C on the, there you go, the C, standing for Court, which is who makes it. Okay, so there you go. If you want an actual Ibanez, it will be from Japan. But if your Ibanez says anything other than Japan, then it was ghost built by either Court, Peerless, or Samick. And most guitars are. So, once again, Scott Grove, that whole groovy thing. Come check out some free lessons and some more goofy reviews, and that's it. Okay, so till I see you next time, again, if anybody does have a PS10 Classic out there, let me know. It'll say PS10 CL on the back of it. It won't say Classic anywhere, just say CL. And it will say Made in Japan on the back of the headstock. So if you see one, guide me towards it, okay? And for all of those of you who constantly do look out for guitars for me, for whatever reason that you do, thank you so very much. I honestly appreciate you guys giving me the leads on all these. Myself and my buddy Nigel, who's over there just going crazy to get on camera, we'll catch you guys later. Okay, take care, bye-bye.